You only get what your mind is conditioned for. And I'll put it in the first person. I can only get that which...
Welcome back to the next level of fact.
The following program is presented by Large Ray's Slow Roast Coffee Sticker Company. Large Ray's Slow Roast Coffee. It's like when you're roasting a guy, but you do it real slow.
Oh hey, welcome back to the next level of fact or freestyle.
Doing stuff in.
What's up, dude? Oop, I'm muted.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
yeah, you sound great. I was making show notes. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah, you as well.
Awesome.
Did you do anything fun and exciting?
We went to my parents. Oh, hey baby, we're shooting. I went to my parents in the Villages.
Nice. The
Are you
Villages.
familiar with it?
No.
It's the retirement community.
Oh.
And we're going to they're going to sponsor the show. I'm going to make them a sponsor of the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This is going to be a short show.
That's totally fine. I'm planning on sessioning afterwards.
How is the sessioning?
It's going well. It took me. I've had two sessions, like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer each, which is better than my normal no sessions till March. So
Right.
yeah, just trying to get used to the space. It's pretty tight, obviously, but yeah, I think I can at least get some of the structure of tricks, if not learn some tricks down there. Currently trying to dust off the McCircles and just learning how to roll steamrollers right now. So my goal is to be able to roll steamrollers just in a straight line, and then eventually go from a straight line and do the hand switch, and then be able to carve in and like start kind of doing a tight circle in that area. And then from there, I'll just have to learn the ride in, which makes me nervous. I'm hoping it doesn't go the way of my hang 5 ability, which is non-existent.
The ride-in to the steamroller is one of the most important things you can ever learn.
Yeah,
And
it's such a
so,
foundational thing to
treat it
learn
like that.
so many tricks out of it.
Yep, yep. And you ride right foot dominant, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you
Most of the
should
time.
also, okay.
Not all the time.
Oh, figure out if you go inside or outside. And
Okay.
that's the terminology. The way you figure it out is whether your foot is on the is on the inside of the circle that you're drawing,
Yeah.
okay, or below the tire. And so sometimes people call this top side. So
Yeah.
if this is the tire,
Yep.
if your foot is here, you're going inside. This is
Yeah.
also downside. Inside is a lot harder
Yeah.
because you don't have anything to you can't sponge on anything. Topside is how most people do it. Topside is a lot easier because you have sponge there,
Yeah.
and basically you're standing directly on top of the ground. It's just on a
Yep.
peg. This is, some will say, orders of magnitude more difficult. I don't think that it's orders of magnitude, but it's definitely more difficult.
Yeah.
I'm telling you all this because you're going to figure out which way you are naturally aligned to. And as a fellow goofy-footed rider, just don't get discouraged and pay attention to all the different ways to do it.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I'll be a topside initially.
Good.
Well, probably most of the time.
Good.
That just feels more natural to me. And that's kind of how, I'm on the grip with my left hand, seat with my right hand, and my right foot on the peg. So when I would make that switch, I would switch my left hand to the other grip and then tip the bike in and carve into a circle. And it just seems more natural to me.
Good.
You got Rodney on. We don't see your screen, Rodney.
We got
Can you hear us?
Rodney trying to be on.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Do you remember what this is?
Yeah. The
This
Dave
is the
Norris
Dave
stamp.
Norrie autograph stamp. I was like, what do I do with this? Once he quit, I was like, what do I do with this? Should I send it back to him? Should I destroy it in rage? Should I bury it in some type of a Frog Barbian ceremony or something? Oh my gosh. But I didn't do any of it. And Frogbar said, text Dave. And so I was like, well, I made the deal. And then I texted Dave and he was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing I've ever done, is to quit. And you guys are the best. And I can't believe that I actually quit again. And I'm never quitting ever, ever, ever again. He was just beside himself. I have never heard such emotion out of a grown man in my life.
Oh,
and I'm a grown man who put a lot of emotion into things.
Yeah.
And Dave went 3 times that. I couldn't believe that it was Dave Norrie. Honestly, completely different
Nice.
person.
Rodney's back again. Third
But he
time's
doesn't
a
want
charm.
he doesn't want to seem like he's a.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who Teddy is. Oh, awesome! It's Stony.
Teddy KGB.
Hey,
Check.
look at your screen name.
Yeah.
Check.
Is-
Hey,
Check.
Can you hear us?
can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I can
What's
hear
up?
you.
This might be the first time that it actually worked on the first try.
It's a little
Hey.
delayed, but you're good.
What's up with the screen name?
Teddy KGB?
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
watching
Rodney.
it a couple times over last week, and where he's splashing the chips, and I was splashed the chip, or I don't even remember what he said, but he's like, "This is my place, and I'll splash the chips if I want." And that's who I am. I'll splash the chips if I want. So I went with Teddy KGB.
Awesome.
What's up, Rodney and
Hey,
Andy?
Rodney.
What's up, guys? I got a
Happy
tour.
going?
Merry Christmas.
Same
Yeah.
to you.
Likewise. What's up, Rodney? Haven't talked to you in a little bit.
I know. Have you been off work all week?
Yeah. It's so funny. We have a Teams chat channel now. Just us.
That's
We'll
right.
just-
You guys work for the same company in different
Yeah, so-
divisions.
Just midday we'll be all of a sudden just talking freestyle and flatland and stuff, and it's awesome.
Hey, Joe, I'm going to download Skype and relaunch it, and hopefully this will work better. So I'll be
Why
right back.
Skype?
Or not Skype, Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom. Okay.
So BRB in a few.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Brant Moore uses Skype. And one of the things with Skype is it has a messaging function,
Yeah.
and it has all of the stupid crypto bro DMs that you could imagine. And I'm like, there's only one person I've connected to on Skype, and that's Brant Moore. And I cannot tell you how many crypto bros now have me, like, are shooting me DMs to get rich with crypto offers. And I'm like,
Nice.
you are not actually crypto bros. You are Chinese prisoners who are given a daily quota of robbing from Americans. And you use artificial intelligence at scale to do it. And I'm like, it's no wonder all these crypto bros believe in crypto. They're being brainwashed by artificial intelligence on messaging applications.
Nice.
Hard stop, end of story. That's what's happening. But anyway, Zoom has no such things. Oh, Ray said he wasn't available.
He is.
Is this really?
I thought he had it almost looked like a mask at first, like somebody was pretending to be Ray because he got the blurry background. What's up, Ray?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Kentucky Rodney, I was talking about you yesterday. What do you think of that?
What about me?
I was talking to some guy and he and his wife are going to Kentucky, and I said, I know a guy named Kentucky Rodney. And then I got his attention when I said that.
Yeah,
He's like, you know a guy from Kentucky? I was like, yep.
that's true.
You're the only guy I know from
You're the only
Kentucky.
person that can call me that, though.
Well, I know. I mean, well, anyone can call you that, but but I'm trying to think of Joe
He's
figured it out.
Kentucky he's Kentucky Rodney now.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right.
Because when Ray calls you Kentucky Rodney,
you're Kentucky Rodney until the session's over. whatever the session is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, like if we were hanging out, you're Kentucky Rodney, but as soon as we like, you know, it's like in Land of the Lost. You guys probably didn't see that; you're too young.
Yes.
But as soon as you go through that little porthole, then you're just Rodney. You know,
Did you just call it a porthole?
a porthole, not a portal. I call a hybrid. It's just the way I do it. I know what I'm saying.
I
You know
like
what I mean?
hybrid better.
Yeah, Highbird's way better. And I love going to a car dealer and calling it Highbird. And they don't correct
They
you
can't
because
say
they think,
anything.
because they think you're buying one. So you're like, oh man, I don't know if I want one of them Highbirds. And they're like, I love it when people think I'm like way more hillbilly and dumb than I really am. I mean, I am pretty hillbilly and dumb, but I like to really, really sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love like for my entire life at work, I've never said spectacular. I say, oh man, that's spectacular. No one's corrected me yet. Nobody has corrected me, and I see people look and talk, but they're like, let's just let them go. They're like, hey Ray, how you doing? I'm like, oh man, I'm doing spectacular.
And their eyes just get wide, like,
Yeah. They're
okay,
like, man,
You can do
like,
anything.
you think Ray would know? Okay, never
Um,
mind.
Andy and I have hatched a little bit of a conspiracy theory, and we don't know if you're aware of it. Yeah,
It's
it is.
no, it's
and
do
it's,
I
and it's
care
about,
about it or believe it, but
it's
go
a, well,
ahead.
it's about you. It's
Yes.
about you.
Now you got my attention.
Okay.
You got my
Okay.
attention. Oh, this is so good.
You know how certain species of frogs can only hear other species of frogs, and that's what they do. They make the sound, they attract one another, and then they get together and they make frog babies or whatever. We think that actually happens with the Liberty Bell. We think that the Liberty Bell was crafted, okay, to ring a certain frequency. And that is a magical frequency because
Oh,
freedom is transcendent, okay? And the founders of this country tried to create an NBD nation, founded on freedom.
boy. Oh boy.
But they rang it, they
Yeah.
made the country, and then it cracked. And they're like, oh man, I need to have my trophy. I can't have my gear cracked. So they put it in a museum, not realizing that it was a magical bell until one day that bell rang a tune that only a special boy could hear. And I know that you have a very, very finely tuned musical ear. I believe that Liberty Bell frog bars spoke to you and compelled you to ring the Liberty Bell. And that's why you can do whatever you want right now.
I just, after you saying that, I just look at Rodney and I picture Rodney in his brain just going, man, I wish I had as much time as Joe does just to like think of this nonsense. Like Joe must have so much free time to like just even whatever. Well, whatever you just said, all I can
It's
really
free
tell you,
time.
who has free time?
It must be me. It must be free.
Yeah, you have painted toenails. Come on. That's some free time.
You missed the most important part, Joe.
What?
That the Liberty Bell contained cosmic stoke.
Yeah, the Liberty
On
Bell
ringing
contained
it.
cosmic stuff.
Well,
It gave
I'm gonna debunk all your stuff here.
It gave you the ability to harness and distribute the cosmic stoke.
And then you made a helmet which is basically put your head in the stoke.
Yeah. And I cracked the helmet has a crack in it, by the way.
Just like the Liberty Bell.
During the smoke bomb run, when I ghosted my bike, I fell and hit my head, and I cracked the helmet. So just add that to your list of nonsense, Joe. Put that in your zine. You need all the help you can get.
How funny would that have been though if you knocked yourself out and nobody could see you for like 30 seconds because you're just like disappeared in a cloud of smoke, and then the smoke lifts and you're just like laying there completely unconscious.
Yeah. Well, give Joe a couple more hours and he might be able to write that as truth in his zine, you know. But so so the, what do you call it? The Liberty Bell. A lot of people, like, you know how like when stuff happens in history that they don't want you to know about, like they just like forget about it.
Yeah.
Whoa, did
Yeah.
you guys see Andy's head there for a second? Are you sick?
What happened?
What?
It looked like he was bald. He did this. Oh, he did the
Oh
sides.
no, he's got
okay.
It's
He did
hat
the
head.
Jason. He did Brad Pitt and Fury. Just didn't look as good.
I just had a haircut.
We can see it. He only had his yarmulke on when they went around the sides. It's unbelievable. The chili bowl wouldn't fit. But anyway, so the Liberty Bell, they rang it back whenever the hell they built it, and it cracked, of course. So then they were like, yeah, we got to fix this thing. So they took it to the dudes who made it, and it says it right on the bell. It has like who made the bell. It says it right in the front, like you know, it's funny. I think it's something called Stoke. Like something in Stoke. Look that up. Look up who manufactured the Liberty Bell, because there's like restaurants that
Bo
are
and
called
Stoke.
that.
It's like
It's
Bo and
something like-
Stoke.
It sounds almost like the word Stoke. I forget.
Yeah.
Stoke
Almost,
or Stowe.
really.
Yeah,
It sounds the same.
So
Here you go.
Sounds the same.
it was
Lester and Pack Bell Foundry.
No, yeah, but there's another name on it. It's called.
Well, that's who made it, and then it was twice recast in Philadelphia by John Pass and John Stowe.
Yeah.
Stowe, that's what it is. Yeah. So what happened was the thing broke. They went and took it to, Mako to get it repainted and fixed. It came back. It was still, they rang it again and it broke. And so by that point, the hurrah of like the Liberty Bell was like, all right, well, this thing's beat. The actual Liberty Bell, they took it back to the people who built it, and they're like, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, it's broken. And they just had it down by the river in a box. And it was just like, it sat for like 30, 40 years. And then someone else got it and moved it and like, well, maybe we'll just meld it down and whatever. But basically the Liberty Bell, that's like the most prized possession. And if you do anything to it, it's a federal crime. This thing sat by a river for like 80 years as garbage. And then when the 100-year anniversary showed up, they were like, hey, let's get this thing. Let's get it and put a spit shine on it and bring it back. And we'll tell everybody this, like about how this bell saved our lives. It's true. Is that Conor McGregor? What is that? Got a tracksuit on. Is that a European soccer star? Who is that?
What's up, Large Ray? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy slightly early New Year.
Yeah. That's why, Joe, that's why I have to leave early today. I didn't even think I was going to be here, but I have a raging party. I have a rager to go to. And it starts at 4:00.
Please tell me what the rager is.
That's an early start for a rager.
Me, Gary Pollock, Warren Marchese, John Swar, Michael Cotillo, aka Wally, and a few other unknown named people, I'm not sure who else, are going to John Swar's house. Mark Eaton, he's too busy DJing, bringing in the new year. He's at the local Applebee's behind the salad bar, throwing down, the Macarena for the third time tonight. So he won't be able to make it because he's gotta make his, $111 and all the Mountain Dew he can drink. Macarena.
Macarena and the Baby Back Ribs song.
Yeah. So he won't be there. Mark Eaton won't be there. So all the dudes that rode at the mall basically when we were kids, luckily we're still able to get together at least once a year, but it's usually only 3 times or once every 3 years, but it's still really fun because, it's kind of like a episode of Factor Freestyle. It's just a lot more silly, when you get us all together and
yeah.
Even more silly.
Yeah.
That's
what we got.
Are you going to sell that show to Eddie Fiola?
Dude, that was still like the funniest thing. Like you and I, that was the only time you and I were speechless. Like it was so funny we didn't know what to say. Like, it was because I didn't know if he was messing. The thing is, in a split second, I realized, wait, is he messing with us? And then when I realized, wait, he's not messing with us, that made it
He
even
doesn't
funnier.
mess with people. He doesn't mess with people.
No.
We told all those stories of how great a guy Eddie Fiola is. And the one that made me cry was Stoney's story.
What did I do?
I forget. What was his story?
He told you when we were telling stories about Eddie Fiola being
Yeah,
nice
what
to
was
us.
Stoney's?
Oh, it was great.
About the shirt?
Yeah, it was about the shirt, but it was at a point in time in Stoney's life that was the most pivotal, or one of the most pivotal.
Oh.
And Eddie
go with that.
Fiola does this thing, and I think he learned it in Hollywood. But he does this thing about how he treats people, which is very nice. And they don't expect it. And then people make movies about.
But maybe he didn't.
Eddie
But maybe he
Fiola.
didn't learn that. I think here's what I think.
Mhm.
I think Eddie, when he was younger, I think Eddie was probably really cocky and really like, just like, look at me and I'm the best. And I think as time went on, as he got older, because as you get older, you realize what's important in life and what matters and all that kind of nonsense. And I think Eddie realized that, hey, look, if I just keep it real and just like do what he does, how he's so nice, that I think Eddie always wanted to be popular and be the man, and he was that back in the day. And I think now he's even more that, and he can be it. He can do that even more successfully when he just is himself and is super nice and opened up to people and just like, do you know what I'm saying? Does it make any sense?
It does.
Yeah.
At the Buckeye Bike Show, when he had his line, at any given time, there was probably 10, 12 people in this line, and he wasn't just, hi, give me your money, here's your autograph, beat it, kid. He was spending quality personal time with every single person in line. And RL did that too. And if you look at it, if they're that high on the ladder and that's how they act, we have no excuse. We have to love everybody.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Stoney's
going to break into We Are the World, and we're just going to sing it all together.
Yeah, look at that.
Look.
Yeah.
It's my new mantra.
Oh my God.
So Stoney's going to be writing graduation cards now.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Because that's exactly the advice that you need when you graduate.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm going to throw something out there.
Okay.
I sent you a link. If we have any downtime, go to the link. It's a good way to kill 3 minutes and show content conversation. If you need to fall back on it.
Joe, hit it.
we are so here. We are so here.
Stoney, I remember watching your Eddie. I remember watching your Eddie video when down at Huntington Beach Tuesdays, like some years ago. Like before I even knew who you were, I was watching it on YouTube.
That's awesome.
I thought it was awesome.
I get a lot of that with the Dustin Reese video. Before I even knew who you were, I saw your Dustin Reese video, and there's I think 70,000 hits on it. Dustin never saw that coming. It just kind of happened.
Who's Dustin Reese?
Oh, Dustin's a good guy.
A rock star.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's the dude. He's got those massive dreads. He's got those massive dreads. He invented the hop bar spin.
Okay, when I asked that, you're supposed to say he's a rider. and then
Wait, you
Oh,
met
yeah,
him
he's
at
a
the
bike
Buckeye
rider.
Bike Show, didn't
You
you?
read him at the Buckeye Bike Show with the massive dreads.
He owns a tech bike company.
Yeah, Tech Bike Co. too.
With Trevor.
I know a lot of people with dreads. My new friend Ray Meyer he's got dreads. It could have been him. Delco Media in the house.
Okay, all right. This is what we're playing from Stony. Is this the kitchen?
Yes. Well, it was.
What year was this?
Yesterday.
16, 17, I want to say.
He's throwing shit out the window.
That was random. Dude, he looked like James McGraw.
That wasn't James McGraw.
No.
When did you learn how to fly a helicopter?
I do things.
Yes.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm having a good time. Don't stop. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all.
I love this.
On my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready
It's Billy
to
Corrigan
reload.
and Stony.
Explode. I'm burning through the sky. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me.
This is the trailer to Stony's life. He jumped into the crowd.
200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. A good time.
There's Dusty.
Good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
Dookie chain.
Like, just going to pro wrestling school has got to be so much fun.
There's a word for it. I don't know that fun is the word. Like, you have a dream going there, you have expectations going there, and it's nothing that I would go through again.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah.
good. Hey Dave, hello. We were just running.
What's
We were
up?
just running a trailer for Stony's life.
The life of Stony.
Life of Stony. What's up, Dave? Merry Christmas.
Hey, Hello, Rodney.
Hey, Dave.
Glad
Wait,
you could make it.
we have
Yeah,
Dave
right.
back. Where's Chad?
Hi, Dave.
Is that Large Ray? I thought Large Ray was out camping. No, that's Chad. I thought you weren't available.
I wasn't, but when you said you were going to be on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold back my day, and I'm going to try and be on for 45 minutes because we have so much time that we lost that we need to spend every moment with you so it doesn't happen again. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to start doing blue cups when I'm wearing a blue hat. Does that make sense?
Nice.
Look at that, right to the
That's really
moonshine.
good.
He's got the blue vest and everything.
Yeah.
Rodney has that same moonshine probably underneath his stool.
Got that by my grandparents.
What's up, Andy?
How's it going,
How's it
Dave?
going, man?
Good, good. Man, he's down in that moonshine.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's after 12, or it's already after 12.
Yeah.
True.
So Dave and I pieced together a show of structure over text. Now,
First time ever. Right? First time ever.
First time ever over text. Some of you might have another preview of it, but Dave wants to hear how what we want to hear Andy and Rodney and Stoney and Ray say how their 2023 was.
Awesome.
Yeah, like Joe asked me.
Reflect on 2023.
Joe asked me what was the dream, the dream show, and I was thinking just like a recap of 2023, whatever that is, mostly bike related, but it doesn't have to be, and then like what you're thinking about 2024, whether that's ambitions or dreams or plans or ideas. Yeah, that's where I was at.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Andy, how would you reflect on 2023 for us?
It was crazy. It was one of the best years of my life. And riding was a big part of it. And I think that helped. So I started 2023, kind of high off my decade from last November at Battle in the Rockies. And I was, really anxious to get back. And, I made it a point to try and get to as many, contests and events as I could. And, made it to Detroit, and I ended up placing pretty well, but I didn't ride the best. And I had tried throwing my first decade of the year at Detroit, and it didn't go well. And I basically—
Did you get hurt?
Well, no, I didn't get hurt. It was just not close. But for some reason I started jumping them where normally I was doing like this really slow walkover. And Todd pulled me aside afterwards. He's like, dude, where did that come from? You're jumping them now. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know I was doing that. And so between June and July, I really wanted to do well at Huff Jam. So I went berserk training and practicing. And in that time, I was able to kind of dial regular decades. And then all of a sudden I was at a jam in Milwaukee, and Tony Schneiderwin was like, hey, try something. And I'm like, okay. So I just tried a fire hydrant to decade, and I got really close. I didn't even have my pedals set right, but I would have had it. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this is something. In the next 2 weeks, I hammered on it to the point where I finally got it. And then I was able to dial it for Huff Jam. And so that was my banger. And I walked out first run, first trick, and just nailed it. And then ended up barely, rest of the run wasn't super solid, but was able to pull a win. And, just—
That's right. I was going to ask you who won that class at Huff Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won it. I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you were
the look on his face was so crazy. Dave, I grabbed a camera as they were reading down the numbers, and like when I didn't hear his name is fourth, I walked right up to him and I sat there and I just stuck it right on him, and he didn't know what was going on, and he was like, when they called third place, it was just him head on his head. That's the look.
Yeah. I was completely
like,
blown
what
away
do I do now?
Yeah, the talent, like there is amazing riders. Erin threw down, she didn't even want to compete, and she threw down real hard. I mean, the level of riding was incredible, and to pull off a win, I still don't know how, but yeah, I carried that same momentum, and I just kept my foot on the accelerator all the way through, and was able to end up taking year end. year-end title for the AFA in the beginner class. And that was kind of the icing on the cake. And then especially, you know, my wife wasn't even going to come to Huff Jam, but after me, you know, practicing and getting my run, you know, pretty good and getting those fire hydrant decades kind of dialed, she's like, maybe I should come, like 2 weeks until the contest. She's like, maybe I should come just in case you win. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't know if I'll win, but having her there, you know, for that was just awesome. And I mean, the whole year has just been cementing my love of the sport and all the people involved, and, you know, making new friends and building friendships with everyone else. And it's just been incredible. So
Andy, I have a question for you. So can you take us back to when you were in the hotel room considering not going to the contest, and you were going to fake an injury and
wait a
talk to
second.
somebody?
He was
And then
gonna fake. He was gonna.
Yeah, but hold on, Joe. There's more to
Ray,
it.
are you hearing this? Andy was going to
Andy was gonna.
fake
Was that the contest? I was
Tanya
at?
Harding.
yeah,
Andy was
Wow.
going to
Wait,
fake
Joe,
Tanya
there's more
Harding
to it.
because he had the poops because he was nervous about competing.
There's
but then
really
he
nothing
ended
to
up
be
winning.
nervous about, and you figured that out real quick, right?
man,
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how you were really nervous and scared and you didn't want to do it, and then once it was all over, it was pretty easy because it was fun and you were dialed, you know?
Yeah, and that's my point. As I was going to say, like, talk to the people that are out there maybe watching this or listening, just thinking about, oh yeah, there's no way, I'm way too nervous to go to a contest or a jam. And then, you know, you went through it, and it was because I was there. I stayed in the same hotel room, and you're like, I can't do this because Nori's going to be on to me, right?
Yeah.
Tell the
Yep.
story, because I think it's a good story.
Yeah, so this was last year when I recreated Ray's run, and that was my first big event that I went to. You know, that was kind of my trial by fire. And that Friday when they had the pre-jams, I got to the first pre-jam at the venue pretty early, so not everybody had shown up, but all of a sudden, like, you know, Terry Adams and Mickey were there, and then you know, people just started showing up and throwing down, and I just kind of backed away. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. So we got to the second pre-jam venue, and I didn't even take my bike out of the car because I'm like, I'm not going to ride. I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I just sat there panicking. I was in like full like anxiety, frozen. Like, what am I going to do? And yeah, so, you know, we already had planned that Dave was, you know, going to share the hotel room with me. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I get back to the hotel, I'll pretend that I was practicing in the parking lot, and I rolled my ankle.
That's right.
Ankle
You're
gate.
gonna roll your
The next day.
Ankle
This
gate.
is
Yeah.
This is so funny because people legitimately do this, but
Yeah.
don't admit it. This
Exactly.
is like, I have known people who have done this.
Yeah. And
But Andy pushed through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is I stayed, you know, we ended up going out to eat. Ray showed up, and it was like, okay, you know, this is going to be tougher than I thought. And then Dave and I went back to the hotel together. So it's not like
Ray showed up.
practice.
Wait a second. Ray showed up, or did
That was last year.
I showed up unannounced. Remember, I wasn't planning on going, and I went with Eaton. Me and Eaton rolled up. Like I had no.
That was Huff Jam too.
Yeah, this was all last year.
Joe's not paying attention to what you're saying.
Yeah,
He's involved in something else. Don't give me.
This is why
we're taking back to 22.
Wait, 2022.
Yeah,
this is the backstory. This is the
This is
backstory.
a backstory.
I thought you were
for
talking about
Clifton.
2023, and I knew Ray wasn't there. Then you said Ray appeared to me, and I'm like, Ray can jump through time.
It was a vision.
Through a porthole.
Through a porthole. Ray has a porthole to Thunderworld, which is why he talks about it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and so we, you know, Dave and I got to the hotel together, and it was like, okay, I can't fake the injury. And then, you know, I was planning on getting up early, and Dave's like, you know, I'm going to sleep in. So, you know, just whatever. And then like 8:30 rolls around, and I just hear him go, "Hey, Andy, are you awake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "I think so." And he's like, all right, come on, let's get up. What do you do to warm up? And I'm like, I don't know. I roll around a little bit. And he's like, nope, we're going to do Scott Hagness like routine. So he took me through his whole routine. And then, yeah, it was, I couldn't back out then. So it was like, okay, this is happening.
Ray,
You know,
this is the Dave Norrie celebrity sleepover
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And what he guarantees is if you come to him with a dream and a willingness to
Yeah.
pursue it, he will.
That's what he should
will
do.
get you to win a BMX.
Forget the
contest.
potato dome. He should
Forget
just
the
travel
potato
with
dome.
people.
Yeah.
And
He's gonna
like,
travel with people.
you know, he could tuck you in at night,
He can tuck you in
sleep at the foot of the bed like a puppy dog,
like this,
and then wake
yes.
you up with a couple face licks.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys go to the bathroom together, and then
Yeah.
your day starts.
And then
Yeah.
your day starts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree with most of that, Ray. Most of that I do.
I know.
but yeah,
We
so
won't do the dog lick.
last year that kicked off, you know, it alleviated a lot of my anxiety. And you know, I made it to 3 events last year, Huff Jam, Battle in the Rockies, and York. And then this year I made it to 5 contests.
Wow.
Or no, 4 contests and podiumed at all 4, and then took home year end for the beginner class, and also made it to York Jam again. And so, yeah,
Hey, Dave, can I license this business plan from you?
Yeah, absolutely.
but
You can
I
license
like
any.
Dave,
Dave,
I'll write the practical guide. Oh, by the way, Andy also is in receipt of the Terradome Sports Science Research Center practical guide. He has the first copy of it.
I need
And
to
so
start
I can
a
write up
Terradome.
this.
I need to start a Terradome Sports Science Research Center bookshelf because I have all the volumes so far.
Hey, Joe and fellas, I have to go. But I gotta go. Listen, man. I got a party to go to. You know me. I'm all about
at
parties.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm
Ray,
all
give
about
us
parties.
My kind of party.
My year.
Right.
You guys are talking about
Thank
how
you.
your year was. My year ain't over, dude. I still got tonight and
Ray,
tomorrow
give
night.
us something.
You know,
Yeah,
many things can happen.
Can you
No,
jump
I mean,
back
I
on
could
the
win-
stream
I could
from the
win a
party?
scratch off. You know, I could do anything. You know, I could hit a deer on the way to Swars. You know what I mean? I could do all
There-
kinds of stuff. So who
There's
knows?
still
Ray, give
time
us
on the
something.
clock.
quickly
Give us something,
Still
Ray.
reflect.
time
Give
on
us-
the clock.
Yeah,
Give us a 30-second story. Come on, Ray. Give us some story.
Do it, do it, do
What's
it.
your year?
Everything is the same. It's Groundhog Day. The past 7 years has been Groundhog Day, and that's the way I like it. I like knowing what's going on. I don't like surprises. I wake up, I go to work, I come home and make dinner, and I go to bed. That's
How many years have you
And-
been Santa? I saw that video of you being Santa. So
oh
how many
man.
years?
That was the first time. See, my son is 13, and he doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore. So I went into his room dressed as Santa, and told him to clean his fish tank. And he told me to shut the F up and walk past me. And if you notice, when he walked past me, he's a little taller than me now, and he's 13. So I don't mess with him. I just
Yeah.
But
I just let him.
that was actual Santa that he met. And he won't,
Play
he
the-
won't
play the-
realize that
play the
until he's
video.
50 years old.
Joe, play it as I'm leaving. Santa
Okay.
Play me
Claus
out.
telling my son to clean his fish tank.
Play me out.
Play me out. Play it out. I'll write it. You do.
I do have to say, Dave. So again, this year, Dave also crashed in my hotel room for Huff Jam. We got a nice suite with 2 bedrooms, and it worked out great.
I wanna stay with Andy.
Yeah, no, it was nice. But we filmed when we were leaving on Sunday. We filmed Dave doing a Miami wedge in the elevator, and he never posted it because it was a glass elevator in this giant, like, you know,
I could
area.
send it to Joe.
Yeah, it was
share it.
awesome.
Yeah.
So are you finding Santa Claus? Are you gonna be able to post it? I gotta go.
No, send it to guys, send it to me again.
Ray, we love you, and we're sorry that you can't stick around, but we understand.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
Happy
Hey,
New Year,
Joe, I'll
Ray.
send it to you
Happy
right
New
now.
Year.
Hey,
Love,
Have
peace,
fun
and chicken
tonight.
grease.
Love
Chicken
piece
grease.
of chicken grease.
Yeah.
Peace.
see you, bud.
See ya.
All right.
Yeah.
It was a nice surprise to have Ray, though. I didn't expect him. Joe, I'm going to send that clip to you in a second. But yeah, Andy, that was fun. I appreciate you getting out there and just saying, all right. And your wife, I remember your wife was like, really? You're going to, okay. Like she was game, but she was surprised that I was going to actually ride in the elevator.
Yeah, she was on board. She was like, yeah, let's do this. And so we set up the perfect angle, and yeah, it was awesome.
Well, and I did one trick going up and I did one trick coming down, right? I did two different.
Yeah, you did a Miami wedge and like kind of a Miami hopper on the way down.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so now just.
Yeah, that was my year, and my plan is to keep pushing this next year. I vowed during my or at a battle in the Rockies that I was going to move up to expert class. We'll see how that goes. So I have a lot of work to do to try and learn
expert. Wow.
Way harder tricks. But I do sort of have an indoor spot now. I'm going to my parents actually tonight. I can go there's my parents have an unfinished basement, so I'm going to be riding in there for the winter on the weekends and stuff. So I can at least weekends and stuff.
Ray isn't even here, and he's stealing Andy's thunder.
Boy. Ho ho ho. Elliot really thinks I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, wow, he really is taller.
Wow, he is, yeah.
He's a lot taller.
Get that thing away.
Ho ho ho.
Nice.
There. All right. So Andy, maybe you should ask Santa Ray.
For what?
Ask Santa. Your next contest ambition.
Oh.
Actually, that's what you should do. Is you should write a letter to Santa Ray about everything that you want in 2024. Actually, why don't we all do that?
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I got to bust out the colored pencils and crayons. It's going to be awesome.
Can I do mine via video?
Yes.
I suppose.
Okay.
Hey, so Andy, I think it's not all about just doing harder tricks, right?
Well, yeah. Like linking some stuff together, like more longer combos. As far as harder tricks, it's more just I have ambitions. Like I want to be able to do McCircles. And I can do a single fire hydrant. I've gotten a couple double fire hydrants and even double fire hydrant to decades. But I want to dial those in so that I can do like multiple fire hydrant whips, and maybe do like a fire hydrant whip to McCircle to fire hydrant out to decade, things like that. And then learn steamrollers forward, just regular steamrollers, and just start progressing, like really starting to push myself.
Yeah.
So, and just, basically not stop. I'm just going to keep my foot on the accelerator, go 100% as much as I can, and put in what the same effort that I put in this last year, and just keep going for it.
Yeah. And have fun, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And to all the people watching, if you're nervous to go to contests or jams or whatever, I am living proof that one, you can get through it. Like I'm telling you, my anxiety that first contest last year was so bad. It was almost catatonic. Like I almost couldn't function, but I powered through it, and it ended up being one of the greatest experiences of my life. And that carried through to the rest of the year, and then all of this year. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey. And I say, if you have any desire to even just go and, it's funny because, Ron S. From Ground Whips, he was nervous to compete this year. He competed at Huff Jam for the first time, I think, ever. Maybe he competed back in the day, but he didn't do very well. He had a messed up bike. He basically broke his axle on his rear hub the night before he made the trip. So he didn't have his own free coaster and all that stuff, but he still did pretty well. And at the the Flatland Assassins Battleground contest, he almost wasn't going to compete either. And I'm like, dude, do it, man, do it. I kept just hammering on him, like, compete, man. You know you're going to. And he podiumed him. He podiumed, pulled a third place in the class. And seeing that much just excitement and joy, you know, even if you don't podium, it's still an amazing experience, and it's so fun. You know, and it gives you benchmarks. So like part of the reason I think I was able to progress and do so well is I had, you know, I want to learn these tricks by this time because I want to have them in my run. So I had like motivation to really hammer on them instead of just like, well, I want to try and learn something in the next couple of years. You know, you're not going to put in 100%, 110% every session if you don't have a deadline, if you don't have this kind of need to really try and get it, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes you have to create that yourself.
Yeah.
What about you, Rodney?
Well,
I can't wait to get down this list. I want to hear what everyone had. What did you do?
I think to just real quick, to piggyback off of Andy's point too, is like these jams and contests and stuff, they don't happen unless you show up and participate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, and the more people that participate, the more fun it is for everybody. It's not really about if you win or not. It's if you're out there, you know, participating and being part of the scene.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
They're so infectious. It's incredible.
You know, if everybody decided that they, you know, just wanted to hang out and didn't want to enter, then the events would stop. They wouldn't happen anymore, and that's a sobering thought to think of. But 23 was riding wise, it was a good year. I mean, the Cincinnati scene is crazy at this point, and the stuff that we're doing is just the weekly sessions with 10-12 people is wild. And we did a larger jam in November that we kind of threw together last minute, but we still had like 30 riders come out.
You had 30 riders and like 100 sponsors. Wasn't there like a table full of swag that
there was? And like anytime somebody did something cool, we would just be like, go.
They had to come up with a system for distributing how much stuff they had from sponsors.
We have stuff left over that we're just going to use next time as well.
That's awesome.
They had surplus sponsor swag. How is that even possible?
I mean, I was surprised that the amount of companies came through that did, because I mean, the bike industry isn't great right now. I don't think people have a lot of free stuff laying around to hand out, but people stepped up for us for sure.
That was super cool.
Yeah, we had some heavy hitters came out, which was, you know, fun. And Todd came down, Danny Sirkin came down.
Yep, I saw him.
Indy Armstrong came out. Like, it was good. It was a really good day, and I think we're going to do it again at some point in 24. We just got to get the scheduling worked out. And something I would like to do at some point, maybe with this next event, is get like maybe a notable pro that, you know, like maybe somebody that we all really like to come out to Cincinnati and do like a maybe like a 2-hour clinic or something before the jam or the day before.
With Scott Powell?
Or after.
Dennis McCoy?
Dennis McCoy would be good. I mean, I sent somebody an Instagram message, but they never responded.
This is very good, because Rodney continues to remind me, he's like, you know, we're friends. Like, you can come down. And I'm like, yeah. So then Chris Young is like, he goes, okay, so we're going to go down to Cincinnati because those guys have that, and it's right by you, and I'll drive another 2 hours, and then I'll come and get you, and then we'll go to this spot because it's really cool. These guys are doing. I'm like, yep, totally. We're going to do that. But then I'm realizing that I'm not leaving for some reason, I'm not leaving Columbus, and I'm
I get it.
inappropriately bumming you guys out. And
No,
when
no, it's fine.
when I ask
Wait,
myself, why can't I just get out of Columbus? It's always some like shocking reason why I can't get out of Columbus. So
Are
I
you
think the
faking an
shocking.
injury? Joe, are
I'm
you
not
faking an
faking.
injury?
No, I'm not. I'm seriously not faking an injury. Like I'm trying to work out the timing of it, and like something else will have come up. Something else will have
It
come up.
happens.
Something else.
It's
It
hard.
keeps getting
Yeah.
derailed. But yeah,
But
I
it is
totally want to
late,
go.
most
And
every Saturday afternoon.
well, I'll tell you why I want to go see your scene is because in 2010, New Year's Eve, 2009, Andy
Mhm.
Johnson and I got the keys to what would become the first Terradome Sports Science
Yeah.
Research Center. We're like, this is nuts that we're doing this. And we had an inauguration, like we had an opening ceremony jam. We called it the beta jam as we were trying to figure out what the thing was going to be. We invited a bunch of people down. There's a video of it. And yeah, we put together this very scrappy, very, very strange scene. And when I say very, very strange scene, we put together a very, very strange scene. But it was just like basically it was a bunch of Columbus artists
Okay.
who rode bikes, and we just kept going with it and going with it and going with it. And this is what it turned into. And so I feel a really cool kinship that like you guys have made this new baby on the scene, and I just want to see that baby. And the irony is somehow I cannot get out of my house.
It happens.
Like,
It's fine.
how is that even possible? So yeah, I'm going to come and I'm going to see your awesome.
It's
see your
just
awesome
wild.
scene.
We did this thing in November, like I said, 29, 30 riders. And I was talking to Todd about it, and I had this thought, and he confirmed it. It was the largest Flatland event in Cincinnati since 1990.
Wow. And
Yeah.
think about how that started,
Imagine that.
Rodney.
And some of
Rodney-
those people were at both.
Oh,
Wow.
cool. And Rodney, when you were on the show back in
Mhm.
2022, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's really not much of a scene. And we said, you should just pick a time and a day. And I know there's
Mhm.
some like I've heard that other people have kind of taken on the credibility of this, but I'm still giving it to you, Rodney, because I just remember that conversation on the show that you took that initiative, right?
Mhm.
And I remember the pack of riders that showed up at Huff Jam. Like there was
Yeah.
how many riders? There was a
Right.
whole slew of them, and that's
How
like
many,
Stoney,
It-
this too is the Dave Norrie Celebrity
8?
Sleepover experience. And
I
so
think 8.
you have to take some advice from Dave Norrie today and
I'm
then
not-
just go do it.
I'm not trying to take all the credit here, Joe. I just go off of whatever comes to my mind, right? It's like, Rodney, let's see, what do you need?
I give you full credit for it.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, but I'm not
All
trying to claim it here. It's just like I want to see more of it though, because if we did this in every large metropolitan area, we'd have contests bigger than the AFAs back in the day.
All right, Stoney, Dave is tell Dave in 2023 you only wish that Dave Norrie would tell you what to do.
Dude, I
and maybe
needed
he
Dave
will.
in 2023, and Dave was nowhere to be found for the last 6 months. I needed life coaching like I've never needed before, and Dave was just not here to do it.
Oh, sorry, man. I don't mean to let you down. I was here. I was. This is where I was at. I was in my.
Dave was out there grinding, trying to make his next million. And
No.
the first million is always the hardest. But Dave did that, and now he's working on his second and third.
No, like Andy and Rodney both had a kumbaya, rah, 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 2023. Man, mine was a dumpster fire. Nothing went right. I went to the Buckeye Bike Show. That was the only bike
Yeah.
event I went to.
Say,
Usually
that
I
was
go.
fun.
What's that?
That was fun.
It was fun. It was great. It was amazing. But it was the only thing I did. And that didn't even end right. I had to leave early.
Oh,
I
you
got a
did
text
have to
message and
leave
had to
early.
head out. I didn't hit Cornhucket. I didn't. Since I started riding bikes, except for COVID, I saw Dave probably 2 or 3 times a year. I don't think I saw Dave once this year.
Dave, what should Stoney do? This
Help.
is his predicament. What should Stoney do? Stoney,
How can my
Stoney wants to ride
2024
more.
be fruitful, Dave?
Well, what contest do you want to go to?
I want to go to all the contests.
All right.
All the contests.
I want to
I'm-
go to all the contests. I want to go to what's that, Mud Jam in Florida? No,
Swamp
Swamp
Fest.
Fest.
that one. Yeah, not Mud Jam. I want to do that. I want to go to Love Jam. I want to go to Cornhucket. Have to go to Cornhucket. This is the last
Yeah,
one.
if you're going to Cornhucket, you
I
gotta
talked
go.
to Carl. I talked to Carl today about that because I just wanted to make sure, like, what's going on there. He just said that Carrie and him are just tired, but they do want to still do contests. So they're going to do a series, but they're not going to do that big event because it just takes so much out of them, and it's a whole deal. But they'll do a series for, well, the local riders, but people will come from all over, and I'm going to talk to him next week just to bounce some ideas. But what I think you should do is I think you should just, well, go to One Love. We would see you there. I'd be there at One Love.
The problem is we can't get reliable caregivers at the very last minute, and it's like it's planned. I'll have a trip. I'll have it all lined up. The hotel. I got a riding buddy. Got my bike fitting perfectly in the trunk, and someone calls off, and we can't get anyone here for the next couple of days.
Wait a second. Maybe it is planned.
Maybe I was supposed to be here. I've wondered that.
Maybe someone has their finger on the scale.
So I have been bound. No, I haven't been bound. It stopped at some point because that video that you watched, the reason I wanted you to watch it was because Frog Bars gave me that video in order. There are a couple improvising spots, and the last time we spoke, I was telling you I lost my superpowers. Okay, I'm getting them back little by little, but there's life lessons along the way. Now, what's 24 going to be like? I don't know what to plan because every time I tried to plan something in 2023, it fell apart. Help.
David,
Okay.
what should Stoney do?
This is complex, Dave, so no pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I get it. So I'm just putting myself in your position. So what would I do if I was just eager to get out in the scene, see the riders, but
Film
I
the
can't.
riders, hang out with the riders, ride with the riders.
Yeah. So what about filling some of that need virtually? I mean, you're doing it here a little bit because I don't know if you were just able to go on and just stream and have someone be there for you. So have one of us go and record and just say, "Hey, I've got Stoney here. What do you have to say to Stoney?" You would get something from. You wouldn't be able to ride with them, but at least make that connection. That's one thought.
Everybody does remotes for Stoney on the show Zoom, and anyone can request this of me, and I will give you the show Zoom, and you can call Stoney at random and ask what he's doing.
Well, and I think too, when it's an event, Joe, so picture this. So at One Love, Stoney, you could just send, or Joe could send
The
this.
Stoney McGee telepresence robot.
Yeah. So imagine that if there was multiple people at One Love, and we're all just checking in with Stoney and just giving you like the behind the scenes.
And then Stoney, you tell them what to do. And suddenly you have a cast of actors.
So I'm the
Like
puppet
what you-
master, kind of.
Yes, so then you get to become the puppet master, but some of those threads are going to snap, like how you were giving me and Kim direction
unbeknownst to one another. And then Pat Schoolin sat down and robbed me of my time and attention when I was going to do this thing with you. But Pat Schoolin sits down and he's like, look, I pay you, you're going to listen to me. And he's so pushy. My God, he's so pushy. But anyway.
Well, Joe, Pat can be on the call and you can tell him that.
Pat can be on the call and I can tell him that. But anyway, back to Stony. Stony, this is the option. Anybody listening who wants the show Zoom, I'll give you the connection, and then you and Stony can tell you what to do at events, because Stony's got way better ideas.
No, I don't. I don't have ideas. I'm terrible at improvising.
What do you? No, you're not. You're awesome at that. You're a wrestler, for crying out loud.
I was.
But
now,
Tony, think of it this way though. Whoever it is, their personality, it's like they're your live remote, giving you updates. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be creative. You can just ask the questions like, well, wait, who's that over there? Is that Martin Aparicio? Go over there and just play with it as it unfolds. You don't have to have a plan.
I do have to have a plan.
No, hey, this you have to do what Dave Norrie says. He's
you're right.
That's
I apologize.
Dave says no plan.
I asked for advice, and then I'm giving excuses to not take the advice. You're right. I need to listen to Dave.
There's 300 riders there at One Love, right? And let's say you have five people, and then you basically say, "Hey, Joe, can you head over there? I see someone on that pink bike. Go ask him. Is that a custom? Whatever. Just think of something totally random, and that will just open up the conversation."
Just like Eddie Fiola did to you. You have to. Stony, you have to find the new Stony to make the new Stony comfortable.
Oh God, figures.
It's like Stonies spawning Stonies.
So
this
I'll
is
give
your
a piece of
karma.
advice for this too. As somebody with anxiety, my life revolved around me controlling everything. Like I had to have plans, and I had to have everything in a certain way, and I had to, make sure everything was good and all this stuff. And over the last few years, especially through riding, I've learned to be a lot more flexible, with trips, with, planning to go to events. I didn't have to have everything completely like in a row and super controlled to be able to adapt and adjust and still have fun and be able to work with, whatever the situation was. Like just recently, my wife and I went to Prague, and we were supposed to leave out of Madison. We were literally 3 minutes away from the airport, and it said, and she got a text message saying our flight was delayed to the point where we were going to miss our connecting flight in Chicago. So instead of like having my brain just completely malfunction, we're like, okay, let's drive to Chicago. And then when we were in Chicago, our flight from Vienna to Prague got canceled. So we're like, okay, whatever, we'll make it to Vienna and see what happens. So we ended up spending the whole day walking around.
We'll
Vienna.
make it to that's actually the start of the chapter. We'll make it to Vienna and see what happens.
Yeah, make it to your destination and see what happens. And just know that.
But Rodney, what would he steal once he got to Vienna?
I don't know.
It's like he's going there because it's like a Thomas Crown affair.
Doing some painting. Nice. But no, just being more flexible.
Stony? Why do we lose Stony? I don't see Stony.
I don't know.
No.
So maybe Stony needs to delay or like casually plan things so that the universe can't come in and thwart him. So if he just goes, yeah, I'm going to go to this, and he kind of just casually makes plans, knowing that things might change, whatever, and he just kind of is adaptive about it, the universe won't try and throw us, a stick through his tires and derail him.
Right.
Maybe he should write it out ahead of time.
Yeah, put it out in the universe.
Have like scenes, but not connect the scenes, and that's where that's where he just rolls the dice.
Yep.
Hey
I
Dave,
didn't
maybe we
realize.
should write the first one for him. Sorry, what, Rodney?
Oh, I was sort of thinking out loud. I didn't realize that 300 people go to One Love. That's
Oh,
wild.
yeah.
It can be that.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Last year it was rainy, so there wasn't hardly any people that showed up. Maybe 50, but the years I've been in the past, 300, no problem, like, easily.
That's nuts.
And this year, I think I have a feeling it's going to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Darren does a great job with that.
I want to hear more for Stoney. Like, I hope.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
Oh, now he's just gone.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
he's
Joe,
having technical glitches.
Did you get my message with the video of the?
Oh yeah, yeah, let me get it.
So this last year, my wife became one of Dave's personal photographer and videographers. So she helped film the scene in the hotel elevator, and then at Battle in the Rockies, she was filming it.
Dave's got everyone working for him.
Oh, she loved it. She thought it was cool.
I know. That's how he gets everyone to work for him.
Yeah.
All right, we got to reach out to Stoney.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned that Stoney is.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Oh yeah.
I'm
So while we wait,
sending
Rodney,
video over here.
Yeah, continue talking about 2023 and what your plans are for 2024. Unless you were done.
2024. Yeah, hit up a couple more contests. Probably Huff Jam and Battleground. We're gonna do another jam here in Cincinnati, and let's see what happens. Take it from there. I've got a few.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Got some tricks in mind to work on, so
nice.
I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's important. I have to have something to look forward to.
Yeah. There's Stoney.
Was that not the perfect metaphor? I'm telling you about how nothing works out, and then as I'm getting life coaching advice, my computer crashes and kicks me out in the middle of my advice from Dave.
Yeah, I was worried. Honestly, like, oh man, maybe it was too much. Like, he's just like,
all right, tell him again.
Shout out.
Tell him again what you told him.
Lay it on me, Dave.
So, I can't remember, where was I at, Joe? What part of it? I mean, we were talking about doing the virtual.
All right. So Dave's advice came when he was channeling you, and what he said was, come up with just a very rough outline of what to do, and maybe even write it down. Like, I'm going to go to this event, and then I'm going to do this antic at in the middle, and then I have this trick that I do, and I'm going to do it off the top rope before the end. And then only write those few scenes, and then at the end of one scene, figure out how to get to the next. But the first scene starts with you saying, I got life coaching from Dave, and he told me to make a list of contests. And then for each of those contests, what are the 3 bits I'm going to do there? And then improvise in between to get there. That's what Dave said.
Yeah.
And Andy said, just to like maybe not make such a big plan about it. Like, sometimes we get there's too much
least
anxiety.
Planning, the better.
Yeah, too much anxiety that's involved. You just want to go like, oh yeah, maybe I'm gonna roll over to Love Jam. Let me see if I can get a flight, and just be very casual about it. And then what Andy was saying was that then the universe won't be fighting you as much if you don't put so much.
The universe won't be fighting you as much.
Yeah. Just get there. Just get there, and that's all that you're concentrating on.
No, getting there is the easy part. I have like 150,000 frequent flyer miles just sitting there that I can't get away and use.
You have to put out that you can get away and use them.
But also,
You
I'm
have
like
to-
kind of wondering,
you have to find
maybe
how.
the universe wants me here. Maybe the universe is like, hey, share it with everybody else. Let someone else have that experience. You've had your good experience.
Oh,
Or
I don't
maybe,
mind
you're
maybe
you're
it's
saying that
protecting me.
you're being asked to be the writer.
I don't know. I'm still figuring that part out. I'm afraid of 2024. We got something stupid's going to happen with the elections. Like we all pretend it isn't, but we know something is.
Right.
Got this problem with the migrants, the crisis.
Right.
And I'm not judging anyone one way or another. Don't cancel me. I'm just saying it's happening.
Right.
And like, I'm just like looking around and I need Dave more than I have.
How much
that
of
made
all
no
that
sense.
stuff can you control? How much
Dave.
control do you have over any of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Versus how much control do you have over just imagining and manifesting going to One Love and having an amazing time?
But I have control over the things I'm planning that I won't be able to do.
Oh.
Like
Hmm.
everything I can't
Where
do
is
is
this
beyond
going?
my control. Anyway, this is dragging down the
Everything
show.
you can't do.
So 2024, yeah, it's gonna. My fingers are crossed, and I'm putting the energy out there that it's going to be stronger and more fruitful than 2023. But with 2023 at the Buckeye Bike Show, I got to hang out with the Factor Freestyle crew, which
We had so much fun.
it was
Oh my God,
awesome.
we had so much fun. We had
Even
so
though I
much
didn't
fun.
do a lot, I did that, and as good as it could be, it was.
Dude, that was so much fun. All we did was horse around all weekend. Like we horsed around and we talked about horsing around and we talked about times in the past where we've horsed around and then we horsed around for 2 days solid.
There was no couch fort though. All that talk about the couch fort, nobody built a couch fort.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the couch fort.
Please. Are we gonna get a couch fort mulligan?
We're gonna have to do couch fort mulligan, but it became evident to me that Eddie and Bill had actually sold tickets to an event.
Yes.
And were scared to death that we would actually set up a couch for it, watching the very same movie, making fun of them, and take all of their customers. It became evident that they were terrified of that. And so when we had the opportunity to do it, I made a choice. I was like, look, either I'm gonna buy a hotel room here and make a couch for it and screw these guys over, or we're gonna sit downstairs talking about the couch for it and watching Eddie Fiola get very nervous because he knew that it was such a good idea.
It was a good idea.
It was a good idea.
And it was out of mercy that we didn't pull it, because Eddie was there trying to sell tickets to his actual, like, our plan was to sell tickets to have people watch Eddie and Bill get made fun of by Ray in a couch fort.
Well, you did sell tickets though, right?
I offered to sell. I collected no money.
Okay.
I collected no money. Yeah. Oh, Dave, which reminds me, there's been a lot since you've been gone, that we've been up
I just want to say something about the couch fort. I think you could take Eddie's idea and do more couch forts in support of Eddie instead of against Eddie, because it's a great idea. And what about taking a great idea and like lifting up or supporting someone as opposed to, yeah, we can all make fun of each other, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be supporting someone so that couch fort, what about in 2025? And there's like couch forts all over the country that you have to
Couch forts.
couch forts.
This
Go
is
to.
this is. Hey,
I mean, there's too many.
if you listen to Dave, that means I have to listen to Dave. And so would you like to take a blood oath that we each listen to Dave on this one topic? Telling us what we should do next year.
We can't listen to Dave without getting bloody.
Without getting muddy?
Bloody.
I thought I meant like blood promise, like whatever. Like,
the happiest boy on earth. Who changed my name?
You have to.
Oh, that's a good move, Joe. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Joe just took that and
Joe brought the stoke.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, Joe. I like that.
Thank you, Joe. I'm a better person because of it.
Not only you're the happiest boy on earth. I mean, that's a huge title right now.
I'm 49 years old. I'm a man. I could be the happiest man on earth.
It's all just a little wordplay. No.
Yeah.
Where's Todd Carter, by the way?
Yeah, where is Todd? I was just thinking that.
Todd's busy. We
Yeah,
can't go
today.
much longer. I am busy as well, but I wanted us to do a show.
Wait,
So-
is Chad done?
No, he's not.
Okay, he's just
Chad
on
is-
sabbatical.
No, Chad. Chad is at his secret. Chad has a secret base. Yeah, here I'll show you. I'll show you this.
It
Chad
won't be a
has a
secret if you show us.
Yeah.
Well, the location isn't.
Oh.
The location is secret.
Oh, he's camping.
But he has a camp. He has a campground 43, and so he goes to this campground 43 that he has posted as campground 43, but it's not at a campground, and he is making like an underground bunker or something.
Is he bugging out?
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to ask him.
Because now that we have Dave, we need Chad so that the chemistry can just come together and handshake.
Oh, I know. But Chad actually had like an end of year family plan.
I got it.
I gotcha. He isn't backing out.
And again, Stoney, we got to just roll with it. Like,
Gotta roll with it. That's the new year, new me. We're gonna roll with everything.
Yup.
All right. What else can I roll with? I'm ready.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so I guess I now have to start the Eddie Fiola Couch Fort Fridays, where you make couch fort, and then with your homies and you watch Rad and you talk about it, and you say nice things about Eddie, and then you send that footage to Eddie for his autobiography. And so we're just gonna say nice things about Eddie all year because they're making a movie about him, and
And
they have to pay so many people.
Joe, you saw that he's selling his old bikes too, so you can promote that. Help him sell those old bikes.
I had to explain to my wife what the secret couch fort text group was, because I was texting with Joe today and he was sending me the stuff about the Liberty Bell and we were going back and forth being very analytical about it. And I was trying to think of the right words and I was reading the text messages to her and she's like, does Joe just send you that because you're the only one that plays along? And I'm like, oh no. I'm like,
There are
this
many
is
more who
serious.
play along.
Yeah. And I'm like, they have a secret couch fort like text group that I guess is even the most insane thing. It's way crazier than what we're doing right now. And so she just kind of shook her head. She's like, geez.
It rattled Kevin Martin to his core, and Kevin Martin rolls with Ron Wilkerson. He goes, Joe, I've never experienced anything like this. It goes
Hey,
all
Joe.
day.
I have another
Yeah,
idea,
Dave.
Joe.
Okay.
I have another idea. I've been thinking about doing this, but with your help, I think it could actually happen. What about taking footage, Flatland specific, because that's what I know. That's what you know. Not that this is all Flatland, but obviously we have a lot of Flatland influence on this show. And taking clips and putting together, because there's been amazing stuff that's happened in 2023. And we just talk about it. And we're not talking crap about it. We're giving them respect. But like, I don't know the names of these tricks. I don't know how to even describe them, but we could play the clip. There's like several different clips. There's a guy that was doing this, he was doing like a mixed circle. He reached around the back and then he took his other foot off. I've never seen the variation of it. But I feel like there's so much stuff out there and it's so easy to miss.
Yeah.
And my point being is, Andy,
You want a highlight show.
Yeah, highlight show. And not just for like end of year, just like each week we could have a little highlight clip of like what happened in that week. Or maybe it's not every week, you know, because we don't do it every week. But what happened in the last 30 days just from some stuff that might have been missed. So in case you didn't catch up, like look what Kyo's doing. Kyo put a brake on his front brake on. And did you see some stuff he's doing?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
And so, and I already forgot it. Like I can't even describe it right now, but it's like, it would be great to have that, you know, a viewing of some current latest tricks.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. I have to go right now.
Right now.
You have to go right
Yes.
now.
I have to go right now.
And you
Right.
called.
This is exactly what I always do.
So, geez, see, Sony, this is the perfect point.
Yeah.
Right when we get the show rolling, Joe's got to
Yeah.
go. All right.
This was
We'll leave the audience-
this was a special get together. I knew it was
This is
not going to
good.
be a full show.
We'll leave the audience hanging then, I guess,
Yeah.
right? All right.
Dave, maybe you can. Why do you need me?
Because I'm not the host. I don't think I can stay.
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay. See you, Joe.
See you, Joe.
Dave.
See you, Joe.
Dave. Oh, wait a second. I have to make Dave.
Wait,
the
did
boss.
Dave just go out?
No.
Oh, he's
No,
still.
No.
No, he's
I'm-
here.
Dave is the host.
Tell us
Dave
why.
Norrie is the host now.
Why do you have to go, Joe? I want to know the real answer. Why?
I
does
have
Joe-
I have things. There's things that I wanted to do with Angie.
He's got things. He's got things to do.
We came back from a vacation and we saw my parents at the Villages, and now I wanna have a Saturday doing stuff.
Fair enough. Okay, give us some marching orders though before you leave. You can't just
Okay.
leave us.
So here's some marching orders. What you guys should do, and whoever is in front of the computer, maybe who wants to be the guy who shares?
What are
I
we doing?
can't.
I don't know.
Rodney, can you be
Rodney?
the guy who
I
shares
am
the
at a
videos?
computer. What am I doing?
Okay.
What am I doing?
The guys are going to send you their favorite cool clips from Instagram. You probably want to look at Flat Matters online to find the dope stuff,
Yeah.
and then
let me have
you're
it.
going to play the dope stuff, and then you're going to talk about the dope stuff, and you'll find like Kyo Hayakawa and his front brake and his crossbar pad, which some say is just a branding opportunity, but I suspect that he's working on a trick that requires that. And then you guys
Yeah.
can talk about that.
Okay, that sounds good.
And Dave, you're going to spend quality time with your homies. You've been away on a secret mission, and now you're going to be home. You're home, and you're going to hang out with the boys.
It's
The boys are gonna hang
opportunity
out
for
with you.
Dave. Dave wanted life coaching, and now Joe is going to go do his thing. So Dave is in charge. So Dave can life coach all he wants. So Dave is getting exactly what he asked for.
Yeah. Oh. And Joe's out.
Joe's out. He
Goes
didn't even
out.
say he was out. He just left.
That's like Ray at
Good things to
He
do.
made a question, though. That's what he did.
All right, Dave, jump us into some life coaching.
yeah.
Oh well, I don't know. I think we should try Joe's thing. So let's find some clips.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm looking.
Okay, so
I have
Rodney,
about 15 minutes before I have to go because I gotta go and get a session in today.
All right, let's commit to the 15 minutes then.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
And I have a session starting, but I have a couple hours, but 15 minutes would be good. Rodney, go to can you pull up Instagram and go to Kyo's Instagram, and it's
I don't know if I can on my computer. Let me see.
you
I
can,
never
but it's a little bit weird on the computer.
Man, if I have to know my Instagram log on, we might be in trouble.
Okay.
We might
Oh
be in
no,
trouble.
wait, no, we're good.
Yeah. If you go to his page, he's got like 3 things pinned, and then underneath that there's 3 videos. The middle video is him doing some front brake nonsense, where he's doing like a steamroller walk around thing where he's where he's all on the front brake.
And then the other one just below that, again, it's right in the middle. It's a little bit it's like a little bit, it's not as bright, I would say.
Yeah.
And he's also doing like a boomerang. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
he's doing this crazy boomerang. Yeah, it's super cool.
Okay.
And he even has a slow-mo for it. So pull that up if you can, Rodney.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
And we all have to just tune in on it, because I love the fact that people are open to putting brakes back on. I teach the kids with the brakes, so I say take them off when you're ready. Some people teach riders from the get-go without brakes. That's fine, but I like seeing a top pro. All right, what's it going to be like to put a brake on?
You can't do this.
Yeah.
What is
You
it?
can't share it?
Joe disabled screen sharing.
What?
Oh no. That's
All
how he
right.
got us.
Oh man. All right.
But I do want to.
Let me see if I have it. Where is it? Down at the bottom?
There.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Andy, you got it. Yeah, that's good enough. So check that out.
Upside down grip.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, wait.
Okay, wait. Play it again. I want to.
Yeah, let's run it again.
So he does a fire hydrant.
And then starting with his hand upside down. He fire hydrants with his hand upside down on the brake.
Crosses over, and he still uses his foot.
Yeah.
Play it one more time. Watch how he still uses his foot, even though he doesn't really need to, I think, because he's got the brake on.
Because he's doing like a tsunami squeak or whatever that is, where he's doing a squeaker.
Oh.
To maintain.
All right, play the other one that you were talking about, Andy, because I love how Stoney, just this is a perfect example, right? We didn't think we were going to be able to do it, and Andy figured out a way. You never know, right?
So there he does like a step over, brake. Now he's in,
Jeez, who is that?
That's Kyo.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any other ones that you can think of that happened recently? Because there's been a lot. It seems like.
Let me see.
Yeah.
So do you think this is going to start a trend of people putting front brakes back on?
I mean, maybe, but I just like the fact that people are thinking outside the box, and then just it's like, what can a current pro do with a brake?
Brakes are on their way back. The kids are starting to get back into them. It's very slowly happening, but you're seeing more and more. Like Jacob Thiem is running brakes. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody, but I see it way more than I have in years.
Brant Moore was talking about that recently. He thinks
Yeah.
brakes are on the way back as well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of lip tricks you can do. And like, I remember Kevin Jones said, well, I just always kept my brakes on. And when I don't want to use the brake, I just don't use the brake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I feel like it's cool to see riders that are current putting them on there. I mean, Terry Adams put his on some time back, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like it's been completely, you know, annihilated, but it's nice to see new riders do it.
It's still rare to see, though.
It's also hard to find a complete bike that has brakes like Colony. I used to be able to get these Colony Apprentice, and now I can't get them anymore. The only
Pat
bikes
doesn't have those anymore.
Well, the source that I had, I can't get them anymore.
Ah.
The Colony Apprentice was the entry level. It was the least expensive, and yeah, I don't know. So it seems like there's hard to get a decent bike from Brake that's not super expensive. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And did you find something else?
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But
I'm gonna give you another one that I think would be look up Charles. It's like his last name starts with a P. Hold on.
Patty?
Is that right? Yeah, Patty. And he did.
Yeah, there's one where he's pivoting on his front peg.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
And he finally rode out of it.
Yeah.
There's one clip. Oh yeah, show that one.
Yeah, that's.
And then he steps up.
And he's reaching
behind.
behind.
I've seen this. This is rad.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You grab him in the back peg. That's wild.
He's doing a spinning Miami hopper, like spinning.
Yeah.
Is there a word for that?
It's well, I would call it a Miami. I would call it a Miami hopper spin or peg spin. Is what I used to call it.
Louise.
But I was showing it to Wilkerson. He's like, no, it's not the same trick. It's variation. Oh, there he finally pulls it. Oh, he does it one-handed. There's another clip right next to it or near that he's actually pulled it. And it's so clean.
One.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Insane.
I guess I can see how it would be different than a Miami hopper because he's got his hand on the back peg.
Yeah.
It's still really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like that before.
Is that a newer clip?
It was from the earlier this year, I think.
Yeah. It's been a little while.
October, mid-October.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I think it should be a regular feature because there's so much that has been missed, you know, or it can be missed.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that we cover it.
Yeah. Or even if it's like a beginner that lands a trick for the first time and just has that stoke of, you know, pulling a trick and, you know, after fighting with it and then finally rolling out of it and you see their face and they're just like, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I found another clip. I don't know how to send it to you, Andy. Hold on just a second. So this is one that was on Flat Matters, and it was a contest, AFA contest from the 80s. Let's see, when was this? Anyhow, there is a Miami spin that I think I pulled in this contest. And we can compare it to.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to work. Mine's buffering, and I have to actually clip it to send it because it's a 4-minute. How am I going to do that? Okay, bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk
Oh,
amongst ourselves. Did anyone get any
It's down.
BMX stuff for Christmas?
No.
No.
I did. Poor boy Steve sent me some stickers, a T-shirt, and a cool little ornament for my mom's Christmas tree, which
Oh,
was
that's awesome.
really nice.
Nice.
What was the
Yeah,
ornament?
It was a BMX, just not a rider, just a BMX bike, more of a race bike. I can't remember what the number was, but had a number plate on it.
Was it 33?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think so.
Yeah,
Why?
he
What's the
usually
significance?
he usually does the red numbers
Yeah.
when he does art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure it's 33. Yeah.
I didn't get it as I didn't get the stuff as Christmas gift, but I have been placing lots of purchases with Pat at Flatland Fuel. The Maja Day frames, Terry Adams' company are almost ready for release.
Yep.
And I happened to win one at the Huff Jam, so I've been slowly collecting pieces for it to build up. So I'm super excited on that. It's going to be a longer frame than I've ever ridden, but I feel like that might be my breakthrough to help me with some of my tricks, because I feel like even on a 19.5, I feel like almost claustrophobic on it sometimes. I'm trying to do, even my fire hydrant whips, like I'm hitting the seat, and it's just like trying to learn hang fives. I feel like I'm all just kind of bunched up on it. So after
How
talking,
tall are you?
6'1".
Yeah, you're pretty tall.
Yeah, that's
After talking with Mickey, because Mickey just moved up to the 20.5, and he said we're about the same height, and he's been riding 19.5s for a long time. He's like, it was like a game changer. It was immediate, like that.
That's good.
It just seemed to work better. So hopefully that helps me. We'll see. Either way, I'm excited to be able to build that up this year. And now that I actually have an indoor riding spot that I can hit on the weekends and whenever I'm off work, like this week.
That'll help. I mean, that once a week I feel is enough to. You might not progress super much, but it's enough to keep the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
And that counts for a lot in the winter.
Andy, I just sent that. So that's like 80. I think it's 87. So what? This is my variation of the spin, and I'm so close to pulling it. And this is what I want to work on this year. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like just drop right out of it, as opposed to trying to stop and then pull out.
Let's see it again.
Yeah.
So close.
That is real.
You kind of almost roll out of it when you do it, Dave. Like you spin and then it's almost like a G-turn.
Right.
Out
So
of it.
my problem is, Tony, is that if I grab the brake, it won't work. So you have to not grab the brake. Going back to the whole brakeless thing, I should be more adaptive to not using the brake and just trust that when I pull out, I'm just going to land it. Because if you grab the brake, it just throws it. It's too quick and it just slams you right down. So I need to spin and stay right over the balance point and then just yank it back and land it. But I hadn't seen that clip I probably never seen that clip. And Flat Matters posted that whole contest or like the pros. And I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, that brings it back. So that's one of my ambitions for 2024.
I think you should try and pull out of it into a slider. So go from there as you're spinning. When you jump to the back pegs and slide out of it.
Yeah.
Use your momentum as you're coming back, kind of transition your feet to the back and just.
Even if one foot was on the pedal, the left foot's on the pedal and the right foot went to the peg. And that's a great idea, Andy, because sometimes when you come up with a trick, then it's like you're trying to get to that next level, and then you just right past the tricky part, which is landing it.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll try that. Even today I'll try it because the new Reclamation bike is it's feeling really good. I've tried it, and the Miami spins are much easier than the Master.
Nice. And I see you're up to cherry pickers again now that you can get over
Yep. And I want to do backwards walk around again. And there's a few things that I need to bring back.
Wait, hold on. So when you come out of it and your right foot's on the peg and you're doing cherry pickers anyway, you could totally pull that up into a cherry picker, couldn't you?
Wait, so now you're saying do a Miami spin to a
because they're doing the spin and then you come down, the back wheel taps, and then the front wheel goes up, and you just go. It would throw you into the cherry picker, I would think.
The only thing that is happening though is that for the spin that I do, Miami spin, the seat hits, and for the cherry picker, it shouldn't. So
yeah, he's got it up so that it interferes.
Yeah, look. Oh wait, you guys can't see me very well.
Can't see it. Move it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's probably better.
There he goes.
So look, if I'm spinning like this, it spins out like this, and then I pull down like that. Cherry picker's not going to happen because the bar hits.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I think the slider is a good idea.
Right.
Yeah, I think even if you come out and you just do a short one, it at least gives you kind of a transition instead of having to try and pull out, turn the bars straight, and worry about all that in one motion.
Yeah.
Dave, show us your bike, man.
Yeah.
Would you do a bike check right now? Because that's a brand new, beautiful machine I'm seeing.
Oh man, it is so sweet. I love it. 19 top tube, 75 head tube, 13.25 rear end.
Okay.
So it's a little steeper than the Master.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like it. At first it was a little tricky, like going to the hang 5. I did a Nori stand. I've done a few of those in my lifetime, but I never had it where the back end just came up off the ground. And it was because of that, half a degree steeper. I didn't gain any weight or anything. It was just that, that degrees. So yeah,
that's really interesting that it made that much of a difference.
And we've sold 9 of them so far, so I'm pretty stoked.
Nice.
So there's only one left, right?
No. We're taking pre-orders, and then whatever we order, we'll base it on how many pre-orders. So let's say.
Oh, I thought there were only 10.
No, there's 10.
That's the rumor.
No, that's not. It's just a different bike. So there is the same bike, not the green. They did a black and a yellow, I think it was. And they did the anniversary because Reclamation's been 10 years. So there's 10 anniversary bikes that are the same. Then they did one for me, and I'm taking pre-orders, and I've sold 9 of these. I have deposits for them. And then we'll probably make another, like if we get 10 bikes with deposits, we'll probably order 20. So there'll be 20 altogether.
Okay. Yeah, one of the Cincy guys got one.
Oh, sorry.
One of the guys I ride with got one.
Yeah, I think I noticed that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Phil.
So pretty stoked. I mean, obviously it's a huge honor, but it's also really nice just to have a bike that all the specs match up with what I want.
So if people want one of those, they contact you to make the deposit? Okay.
Yeah.
Because people have been wondering that too.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I mean, they can contact Rec directly, but I'm making sure that I'm involved just to kind of like walk them through and make sure everything gets handled.
Okay.
Because I don't want things to happen like other bike pre-orders situations. We don't need to go there now, but
we don't need to talk about it. But if you know, you know.
Yeah, there's been some challenging times for some people, and I don't want that to happen. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it for a second.
Okay, we will for a second, but I think it's important to stay, in a very, we don't really know. I know that there's some people that have been burned, but what do you want to say about it?
I was on the website or the Facebook page, and they were talking. Sorry, Dave has something to say.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. And there are literally dozens of people who shipped. They paid $3,000 for a frame and fork, and they can't even get a callback.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the people. There's got to be a better way to go about things.
Yeah, and I did read the comments. I mean, I thought you had a really good positioning on, because when you go into that world of social media, it can get really brutal, and it's just, I don't know, it's a scary place. I try to answer people, even if they aren't really being super respectful. I just kind of comment on that and say thanks for your comment, and I'll try to do something better next time. Like one time, someone said. They were commenting how I didn't edit any of my videos, and it was me and Robert doing the.
Oh, okay. Time out. We're talking about two completely different things. Then.
No, I'm bringing that point up about just generally when people talk on social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
I just want to make sure I didn't say anything about anybody.
No. I think that the whole pre-orders with Redline.
Yeah, I tried as hard as I could to stay positive.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't really know, but the bottom line is I also kind of have to feel for like whoever's behind that. Like, God, if you're in that position and you're not able to, I don't know, hold your end of the bargain up, it's unfortunate you're in that kind of headspace, like what's going on in your life, that you can't, follow through with what you requested.
Like, I'm wondering, how come no one just said, let's pause, catch up, and then continue? Like, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Instead, they keep they keep doing more pre-orders for more stuff.
Yeah. So is it a pyramid scheme?
I don't know. I don't know who's involved. I don't have anything pre-ordered, so I don't have a dog in the fight.
The ones that I've seen that are built, amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And they're ecstatic to get them, but it's the same story over and over again. I didn't get a tracking number. It just showed up one day.
Right.
But there's have you seen the rumors that they're heavier than the old frames?
Oh God, no.
So there's concerns that and I don't want to get involved in any libel here. I don't know. This is just what I read, but there are concerns that they're using high tensile steel.
Oh gosh, please. Yeah. So my point being, with the rec product, I just want to make sure I'm like literally through the whole process, and like if for some reason it doesn't come through, I'm going to make sure I stand behind it, because I don't want that in our industry at all. And it's unfortunate, like I said, whatever's happening over there, hopefully they can start to fill the orders. I know some people have got their bikes.
Some people have got. I've seen one. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're really pretty bikes.
Yeah.
No one will question that. We're all in agreement on their amazing bikes. But just everything else gets a little cloudy here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I have to say about that project. But Dave, continue.
Oh no, that's it. So I'm just really excited about the bike. I'm gonna obviously bring it to One Love and show the people that want to see it, and we're gonna take pre-orders through January, and then they'll probably be delivered anytime between March and June. We don't have an exact date just because of productivity and all that, but I'm trying to under promise and over deliver. So give a big cushion of time between when we're promising them by. Hopefully, maybe March would be a realistic, but could be as late as June.
Do Robert and Fred have some kind of a launch marketing thing that they're going to do
for this bike particular?
Yeah.
Well, they presented to me in Battle of the Rockies, and I videoed that and I put that on there, and that got a pretty good response.
Mm-hmm.
So initially they didn't know what they were going to do, like whether they're going to make a run of or how many. And so I just started to kind of promote it on my channels and followed up with people that had requested it. So I think, I'm sure they'll do something, but I'm kind of taking the bull by its horns and just running with it.
It
Because I like
was so awesome. It was so awesome at Battle.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, see
See
you
you
later.
later.
Oh, see ya. It was so awesome at Battle in the Rockies, Dave, when they presented that and you came walking over with it to me, and you're like seeing that excitement. You're like, hey, check this out. And you're just super stoked. Like the amount of stoke that you had was just incredible. And you're like, dude, Dave Norrie edition. Like, oh man, this is gonna be so sweet. Like, just seeing you super over the moon about it was awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, and really what I get back to is, being able to row up. Like if I ever get to the Indianapolis Jam and I meet the guy, Rodney, what was the guy's name from Indianapolis? Do you remember?
Oh, the guy from Cincinnati?
Or Cincinnati, sorry.
Phil Metzger.
Yeah, Phil. So if I get to see Phil riding the bike, that's ultimate, thing and taking some photos and whatnot. So
yeah,
I never really had that with Hara. Like they did a short run with the Master was 2016. They just did the frame and they sold maybe 100 of them or something. And that was great. And I appreciate it, but I never really connected that. It was just something that they did.
Yeah. So. Oh, that's awesome.
But, all right, guys, I think we should probably wrap it up here. We've been over.
Right. Yep. I gotta go session. I'll be Large Ray. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Yes, sounds good. And here's to 24.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Make it another banger year.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
See you.